So there we were, Hawaii, we were in Oahu, and we decided to go shark diving. Now mind you, this is probably the third or fourth time I've ever been on a boat in my entire life. So we figured what better way to experience the boating life than to go swim with some sharks. I had never done anything like this before. Starting out, we roll up, we walk on this boat. Because in typical Chris fashion, we were late, all of the seating on the inside of the boat was full. Because of that, we were able to go sit in the very front of the boat, which actually worked out because we got all the best spots for like footage and stuff. We could stand up, we could goof off. No one could tell us no because we couldn't hear the captain through the window. So the boat starts leaving, we leave the docks, we get out in the ocean. Along the way, we saw some whales, we saw some dolphins, a bunch of birds in the air. It was just a really cool experience, especially coming from a desert where the biggest thing you'll see is like a snake. All right, YouTube, what's up? We're out here on a boat, middle of the ocean, looking for whales, looking for sharks, looking for the love of my life that seems to be lost at sea.
She's actually on this boat, we saw her.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Let me tell you, YouTube. Yeah, we're heading out. We're hoping we see something cool. Right now, the ocean is devoid of all life and me. I don't ride on a lot of boats, but this is pretty fun. I feel like the waves are big. I don't know if it is or not, but they feel big. So we get out there, and again, I've really never been on a boat before, especially like this in the ocean. And we're driving out there. Did you drive a boat? No, you sail a boat. But if a boat doesn't have sails, do you drive a boat? You drive a boat, right? Yeah, you drive a boat. Anyways, way out in the distance, there's this little like silver thing in the ocean. We see the little cage just floating out there with some buoys. We see the sharks start swimming around. We got sharks! That's insane! Yeah, we're surprised to see sharks out here for some reason, even though we signed up for shark diving, but you know what it is. We get out there, they say group 1, you're up. We had no idea what group we were in because we were some of the rejects in the front of the boat. So I just kind of walked up there and just inserted myself into group 1, and they hand me some goggles and like a snorkel. Now keep in mind, third time I've ever been on a boat. This is the first time I've ever used a snorkel in my entire life. When I'm 24 years old, in Hawaii, about to shark dive. So they hand me these snorkels, and I felt like it was pretty self-explanatory, right? Get my goggles on, get all ready, put the GoPro on my head. I got Leilani, I got Cam filming on the boat with like some phones and stuff. And I slowly descend into this cage. They drop a little ladder, you climb down into it, and the ocean was pretty calm. So I'm sitting in this cage, got my goggles all set, made sure the GoPro was filming, and I dip down into the water. And the very first thing I see, this big shark come right by my face. It was freaking sick, y'all. Okay, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of animals, but seeing a shark in its natural habitat was pretty cool. Looking at these sharks, looking around. I even got a sick selfie with the shark. As you can see, I mean, I had to get a selfie, you know? Obviously, I couldn't interview the shark for my YouTube. And what I really wanted to do is I kept sticking my GoPro out of the cage, which I know you're not supposed to, but I was trying to get a close-up on this shark, like really get right up to its face. Never really happened. I wish it would have. Because in between me filming and me watching these sharks, I'm literally choking because I have no idea how to use this stupid snorkel because no one briefed me. And it took me like 10 minutes to figure out how to use the thing. I'd get down in the water, come back up, take a big breath, go back down, continue the observations. So we're in there for a while, looking at all these sharks, looking around, and then I looked down because there were quite a few sharks. There were probably like 5-ish swimming around this cage. And I looked down and there was like 10 to 15 underneath us. And they were swimming underneath like a little, like a tornado, like a sharknado looking thing. Just out of the movies. If we were in the cage, you're a goner, you're done. This experience was actually, it was really cool because of how peaceful it was. And you think of shark diving, you think, I mean, everyone's seen Jaws, everyone's seen 47 Meters Below or whatever it's called. Everyone's seen these like movies that portray such scary, intense, adrenaline-filled experiences in a shark cage. But my experience getting down in there was the exact opposite. The exact opposite. You duck down into the water and it's extremely peaceful. You can't hear anything. You're not bothered by the waves anymore. Since I couldn't use the snorkel anyway, I could go down as far as I want. It was just this serene moment where humans and sharks are just observing each other and no one's doing anything about it. And it's almost like a reverse kind of zoo, if you will, because now we're the ones in the cage and they're watching us. But we still feel like we have a decent amount of control because we came out in the boat. We can climb out at any time, you know what I mean? So we got to experience sharks in their natural habitat. And that was one of the coolest parts for me. Now, in terms of what kind of sharks they were, don't ask me, they all look like great whites to me. I believe, and a Google search can confirm this, that they were Galapagos sharks. Yeah, it was Galapagos sharks. Okay, perfect. So I'm just messing around with the sharks, really enjoying this like completely unique experience for me. Then group one's done. I get out of the cage. Leilani and Cam are up next. They get in the cage, I'm filming them. I'm talking to the ladies that were kind of running this thing because they were actually pretty cute. So I'm up there, you know, pretending to be all interested in fish and the ocean and stuff like that. Just talking it up. Anyways, the chicks were sick, but that's besides the point. So Cam and Leilani, they get in the water. For some reason, I don't know what switched, but as soon as I get out of the water, these waves just like come crashing in. So they're in there and they're getting just plowed by these waves. On top of that, they're next to this dude who just could not control himself. And every time a wave would come, he would just slam into them every single time. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like that was probably the most dangerous part for them, was getting smacked by this dude who just could not hold on for the life of him. So we all get in there, we all enjoy the sharks. Yada, 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 get back, and we get out of there. That was a pretty cool experience. It was pretty unique. I love those kind of like spontaneous, like let's go shark dive in the moment. We hadn't really planned on it. And then once we were in Hawaii, it was like, you know, they're offering it. We're in Hawaii, like how often can you shark dive? So we said, why not? We sent it. And all in all, it was I would say it was a 9.5 out of 10 experience. How about that? I would definitely do it again. I don't remember the company we did it for, but literally just Google it and like a bunch of them will come up. After that, we went and got some bomb snow cones, and that was probably the, that was honestly, that might have been the best part of this day, was the snow cones. We got them at this like famous like snow cone shack. But besides that, the sharks are cool, the ocean's sick. It was really cool just being a desert boy, just getting out there. So if you ever thought about it, I highly suggest you do it. Get out to Hawaii, go travel, go see the world, do your thing. And that's all I got for you guys today. So thank you for watching.